Well, hello guys, welcome back. I got all sorts of happy squeaks and Loki's like, that one, that one. I'm letting him go through my camera cards and pick out photography for the channel with me. We at least want to have a good rotation of at least a 50 or 100 decent pictures to look at so that you guys don't get too bored and you don't get too restless. And he's happy. He's picking out whatever he wants, and the picture doesn't have to fit the theme, so sometimes it's just whatever he wanted to look at that day, just so you keep that in mind. And we're kind of trying to enjoy ourselves and pull ourselves out of a bad mood. The VR temples are done, so we try to watch movies in VR, and if you aren't willing to give YouTube $10 a month, oh my god, there are so many ads. There are so many ads. I have literally seen ads in ads for things. There are that many ads now. Have you had that phenomenon? You go to watch an ad that's really good, like something that caught your eye, so you go to watch the whole ad, and there's an ad in the middle of the damn thing, and I'm like, really, YouTube? You're just getting greedy at this point. And I said to Loki, I said, the only thing is, this can't last forever. They're so greedy and they're so grasping, and there's so many ads on some channels. You've seen the big offenders. You literally don't get 3 to 5 minutes of content, and there's an ad, and there's another ad. And I said, it's going to explode. The platform's going to collapse at some point. So we are just taking the perspective that we will enjoy it while we can because it doesn't look like it's around for the long haul. And I said, it's a shame because for a lot of you, maybe you're too young to remember this. Back when YouTube first started, it wasn't monetized. It was a lot different and I think a lot better than it is now because stuff was organic back there back then. It wasn't anybody with a manager, it wasn't anybody with an Instagram account. It was real people doing actual real things, and now all of that's gone. You can still find little channels that are genuine and come from the heart, but the problem is it's kind of a catch-22. Once they get big enough for YouTube to notice them, YouTube tries to make them like everybody else and takes away everything that was unique about them. And then if you look at all the top channels, they're all cookie-cutter copies of one another, right? It all comes down to doing like the same silly look at me attention grabbing antics. And I said, I'm kind of getting tired of this format. And that's kind of a thing. We kind of have one of those Loki's life lessons. We found these cards and we are indeed going through them, but we saved in 2 different formats. And not only did I get the life lessons of how many times do I have to tell myself that no matter how long they say that this video or media format will last, it will not. I never remember, and I mix media formats on cards, which you should not do because then you're stuck doing junk like this. And the other thing I'm learning is that, we could think we did all these wonderful, awesome things. I thought I would be finding hundreds, if not thousands, of beautiful, priceless works of art. And I can tell when I was on a Spectre because there are shots of stuff that I really didn't feel it, but I had to be high as a kite and seeing something that wasn't there because I must have been on the 10th insight at this point because I just took pictures of random shit that looks like a 10-year-old had my camera. Like 10-year-old me? It looks like 10-year-old me took these pictures. And I'm like, was I on a Spectre? And he's like, these pictures make no sense. This is like some of it you can tell when I wasn't on medication. If it looks like I bothered to do composition and bothered to work with it, that is when I was having a more lucid period. But from the time that I was, when I was on a Spectre at the maximum point, we're going somewhere with this, I think. Grab a drink. I got cheers. When I was really high on the Spectre, but you don't realize you're high. You don't realize how much it changes your reality. And I was hallucinating and actually seeing hallucinations. So I can tell you there's a difference between seeing a hallucination and speaking with the gods. You can tell the difference. In fact, the doctors were like, "Oh yeah, you're going to hallucinate. You're going to hallucinate a lot." Yeah, I did. And that's really bad because before the Asphyxer rewired my brain, I used to be a writer and I had a pretty vivid imagination. So the hallucinations were not fun. But as I was at the high altered, amped up state, and it was actually making a lot of things worse, and I think it did rewire my brain, but I would never go on that ever again. I must have had an altered sense of reality because I took all these pictures that the rational, sane me, non-honest vexer knows what I was going for. But I'll be damned if I really understand what I saw in any of this. They're like pictures of branches, and they're not like, good composition or something. And it's not like free form, man. This is deep. You can't get it. It's just like if you gave a toddler a camera, the kind of things they would shoot. And I was like, wow. And I have hundreds of these now on my computer. So this good stuff is the stuff I have to import by hand. The stuff that looks like I tried to do composition and do other stuff. Yeah. So it's been kind of a thing. I said, this video card feels like my life in 2020. I thought I got all this great stuff, done, and I thought I would be able to look back 2020 and think I accomplished so much. In my 2020, I don't know about yours, but it feels like I'm looking back at a bunch of garbage nonsense and what was I even doing the whole year, because we all thought this would be the year we'd get our shit together, right? And it's just we had a crazy day. We really did. We had crazy day, we had cranky bad mood day because neither one of us was feeling it today. If both you and Loki are in a bad enough mood that he doesn't even want to do his day and you just don't want to look at him, you're both having cranky day. But we got out of it eventually. We just all have to hunker down and wait until a certain date, November passes, and then the politicians will shut up and go away. Oh my god, guys, are you all going as crazy as we are? Because I swear, if death curses were a thing, I would be making deals right now for the benefit of humanity, is what I'd be doing. And I'm hearing cheering back there. Death curses don't work, or we'd all be dead. They really don't, because every time you hated your neighbor enough to wish they dropped dead of a coronary, it would happen. And thankfully, death curses don't work because, a lot of people would be gone that somebody else thought they deserved to. Anyhow. Getting back to topic. Loki is at this period of time was also working with me. Well, this was before the Asphyxer, I think, these photographs. No, it's another card. It's another card, but sometimes if you have a total breakdown with Loki, what he'll do is he'll go away and he will come back as someone else. And I told you briefly, he had come back into my life for a while as a Tengu. I think I was like a whole year, actually. And he did a really convincing job. The fact that he never spoke Japanese because he couldn't pull it out of my head. In as far as I know, that's how language with the gods works. People often will scoff and say, "Well, how is this god speaking your language?" As far as I know, and as far as I learned in Budon, they pull it out of your head. It's why they can, if the person that they're working with can speak a language, they can usually speak that language. Anyhow, where the hell was I going with that? We were speaking about English and something. Oh, god damn it, I don't know. I lost the whole train of thought. But that's been all of 2020 for me. I think I'm making progress. I'm going somewhere with it, and ploof, it just implodes. And Loki's being pretty understanding about that. Something English, something language. I don't know. It's gone now. Damn it. So I'm getting giggles and cheering back there. But it's a thing of we're just trying to work together and clean up the rubble and figure out what happened in 2020 that didn't work and figure out why it feels like for me at least, it feels like I keep going in circles in 2020 and I'm never making any progress, and I'm getting diverted to look at this sideshow and I'm getting diverted to look at that sideshow. I definitely feel like I'm being told to slow down and stop, but I'm like, if I stopped anymore, I would be comatose at this point. I wouldn't be making any forward progress at all. And I look at Loki, and Loki just goes, I don't know, it ain't me. So, we're having one of those days, and sometimes on those days, the best you can do is make the best of it. It's frustrating looking back at 2020 for how far we're in to think that, I think we all thought we use this time and make significant progress. I think a lot of us are just, we're just frustrated because it doesn't feel like the 2020 we envisioned ever came to fruition. But, there's time left and there's always next year. May I not have jinxed us all. And I get cheering and clapping. And, I just hope you guys are having a good one. I don't know where the hell I was going with that thought. I will know when I watch the video back, and I will be so angry at myself for forgetting. We kind of had a stressful day. The neighbor is sharing his music again with the whole goddamn neighborhood, so that was aggravating me for hours. I wanted to actually do a video for hours. It's the first time all day it's been quiet enough for me to try to film, so I think I've just been feeling aggravated and, feeling kind of run down. And then I think it feels like I have too much to do, too many to work with. And I told Loki, I said, I swear I'm going to be the one asking for an all Norse household because it just feels like too many relationships and too much to keep up for one mortal. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Bye bye.